Hey Dari, since you said you were going to be back on this app, do you want to immediately start by getting in possible trouble and shadow banned? Yeah, you know what? Sure, sounds like a great idea. Shamu, everybody. Work. Always working on stuff. I'm gonna do a video. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know if you will see this video or not. This video is inspired by Cursive Cassie, who is a wonderful creator. Y'all check them out. I'm going to tag them in this, of course. But they brought up that, for all the discussions we have here, there are topics we don't talk about, and they are topics that we probably should bring awareness to. So here we go. Let's talk about Savitri Devi. God, this is such a bad idea. So Savitri Devi was born Maximiane Portis in 1905 to I believe, Greek family. They were a philosopher as well as, I believe, chemist and engineer, lots of degrees. But they ended up going out to India. This is so hard to talk about, y'all. Let's do it. She went out to India, meeting with Hindu nationalists, where she turned to extremist ideology. She started to view the caste system as kind of a racial hierarchy, and tied it into this idea of the global Aryan myth. When World War II broke out, I hope y'all see where this is going, she heavily idolized Hitler, seeing him as an avatar of the age. After the war, once Hitler was defeated, she reimagined the idea of Nazism. How many words can I say here before getting in trouble? We'll see. Into more mystical terms. She wrote a book called Lightning and the Sun. I know, symbolism is on brand here. Very on the nose. But she put forth that spiritually, history follows cycles, in which there are three types of men that move it. There are the men in time, who are incredibly destructive, violent men. There are men above time, who are nonviolent and are contemplative and are, thinking up. And then there's the very incredibly rare man against time. And these men against time combine that destructive action with that contemplative spirit. She saw Hitler as a man against time who came onto the scene too early, and that's why he failed. Post-war, she lived very modestly, corresponding with the leftovers of Nazis and beginning of the neo-Nazi movement, but kind of remained on the fringe. But her ideas, her book, The Lightning and the Sun, the idea of the three types of men, and Hitler being a man against time, birthed a current in the occult referred to as esoteric Hitlerism. This was a blending of your garden variety Nazi fascism with mysticism leaning heavily on Indian mythology. She kind of spent her life writing on this and purporting this. Eventually, what ends up happening is another author takes this even further. Enamored with the works of Savitri Devi, Miguel Serrano steps in. He was a Chilean writer. Serrano combined the idea of this Nazi racial theory, the Hindu concepts of avatars, and pulled from Savitri Devi, as well as pulling on this very Sethian type of Gnosticism, where the world is a prison, there is an evil demiurge, this and that, like that brand of Gnosticism. What he believed was that there was a lost Aryan homeland, Hyperborea or Atlantis, and that there was a great cosmic battle between Aryans, the Aryans, and the materialistic evil demiurge of Gnosticism. Serrano saw Hitler as a divine figure, much as Shiva or Kali, who would return as an avatar and lead the Aryan people in this final cosmic battle against the materialistic demiurge. His works, such as The Last Avatar, were filled with apocalyptic visions, UFOs, ancient civilizations, a lot of threads we see nowadays. Serrano was on top of it. This brought forth ideas that birth such groups or lend to such groups as the Order of the Nine Angles, the the Nuevo Ordo of Latin America, neo-Nazi sects within there, esoteric neo-Nazi sects. We're fucking going crazy with this here. They adopted a lot of these ideas and pushed them forward, and much of the discussion we have nowadays with these themes comes from the work of Savitri Devi and of Serrano. Our ideas of Hyperborea tied with UFOs and these ancient civilizations and this cosmic struggle against a materialistic demiurge, these are Devi and Serrano's works. And these appeal to people because they offer a grand cosmic narrative. They draw the people who are drawn to these myths. They're seeking belonging. They're seeking secret knowledge. They want a sense of destiny, especially when they're in times that they're being disillusioned of the current way things work. So, in short, this esoteric fascism provides a cosmic justification for the hate they are feeling. It makes followers feel that they're part of a grand cosmic battle. Devi's and Serrano's legacies should not be followed, enjoyed, or entertained. They should be treated as cautionary tales, showing us how dangerous ideologies cloak themselves in mysticism. Both offered a form of escapism from reality, but in doing so, they started to perpetuate hate in a spiritual guise. What makes this important is that, especially with Devi, she represents a turning point in the history of fascism. Before the Second World War, fascism largely presented itself as political, national, and scientific. After the war, the horrors of Nazism were exposed to the world, and openly defeating that became increasingly difficult. So Devi's solution was to transform the political ideology into religious mythology. So rather than arguing that Hitler was merely a statesman, she argued he was a cosmic figure, perpetuating a struggle that transcended anything he did or any ordinary history. This created a framework that future extremists, such a weird word to say right now, would reinterpret again and again, and so that you could reinterpret defeat not as a failure of very bad people, but of a martyrdom of a spiritual level. And Devi was not an unintelligent person. Devi held many degrees and was deep into science and still was swayed here. This is not to glorify them. This is to show a cautionary tale and to show the themes and discussions that I see even on this app. I got 30 seconds, so that's it. On that dark note, light note, may you have the sweetest of dreams. May your ancestors bring you the sweetest of portents. May you all stay cool. May you all stay safe. I'm serious about that last one. Shamu.